The new Dogtra 280x, the e-collar that can survive the apocalypse, and my crazy dog training sessions. I'm not just a dog trainer. I like to think of myself as the Dogtra e-collar guru. When I heard the latest 280x was hitting the market, I had to be the first to get my paws on it and test it out. Let me tell you, it's been a wild ride of tail-wagging excitement and hair-pulling frustration. Here are 3 things I'm barking with joy about, and 3 things that'll make me want to roll over and play dead. Stick around to the end and find out why this is my new personal go-to piece of equipment and why I'm not letting my clients use it. I'll even give those engineers at Dogtra 3 easy fixes to turn it into the best remote ever made. First, let's get into the good stuff. This thing is built to last. We're not just talking military grade. No, we're talking about nuclear fallout proof toughness. I made the joke in the last Dogtra review that I thought the plastic was cheap.
I'm not a big fan of the plastic quality. I don't know the plastic they used. It's a thin, hollow plastic they used on the carabiner, and it's held in there by just a little tiny metal piece. To me, it feels like a little toddler's toy.
I guess they took it to heart and came back at me with the toughest remote ever made. The Dogtra 280x remote looks like a Nokia cell phone had a baby with a walkie-talkie. And that baby grew up to be a rugged, outdoorsy type who wears flannels and a beard. Finally, a flashlight. Dogtra has finally caught up with the times and added a flashlight feature. I've been missing this feature for ages. And now I can feel comfortable in the dark with my dogs. Plus, I'm a big fan of having an extra light on me at all times for other stuff too. One remote to rule them all. The 280x is interchangeable and expandable with the 280C collars. I had a few extras laying around and it's a perfect match. I can finally get all 3 of my dogs on the same remote. When using my old 280C collars, I do lose out on some of the cool features like the light and tone, but again, I'm a big fan of finally having my old collars on the same remote with the new one. All right, let's now get into the not so good stuff. Strobe light only, not a flashlight. Who at Dogtra thought it was a good idea to make the light a strobe only? I don't want to just go to raves with my dogs. I want to just see them in the dark. Can I just get a simple flashlight, please? One-handed acrobatic fail. When I work with my dogs, I usually have a leash, treats, toys, and a Stanley thermos, #sponsored. I need to be able to adjust the levels and hit the main button with one hand. Right now, it's like playing guitar with arthritis, but not as cool. I may be doing something wrong. I may not know how to work a leash, but this is the main reason I don't recommend this to my clients. One-handed adjustment and continuous button pressing is a must. As a quick fix, I'm limping along with the side boost button set on 0. That allows me the ability to adjust the levels and hit the button at the same time. Button bummers. The buttons come standard and you can't change their function. I want to customize those buttons to my heart's content. While we're at it, you can then have each one of the 3 dogs be an individual button so you don't have to toggle back and forth between the 3 of them using that weird 1920s airplane toggle switch they're making me use. It's just weird. My 2 cents on how to fix things. Let's keep the strobe light and give me a good old-fashioned flashlight. I need to be able to see where my dogs are at, not just start a rave or a seizure. Make the buttons programmable. Let me decide what button does what. If I can customize the button functions, it would greatly improve the usability and flexibility of the device, especially for people with abnormally small hands like me. I can have the buttons then do what I want and the stuff that's most important to me, rather than being limited to what came with their preset configuration. As an example, I don't use the tone, so that's just something I can get rid of, but I would love to put something else where that tone button is. Redesign the dial and button placement. The current placement of the dial and main button, it's too cumbersome. It makes it too hard to hit them both at the same time. I suggest relocating the dial to a more accessible spot, allowing it easier use and reducing likelihood of cramps and arthritis. This simple redesign, it'll improve the overall usability of the remote, making it more comfortable and convenient to use, especially for my clients. And there you have it. My wild ride with the Dogtra 280x e-collar has been an adventure. If I had to sum it up in one sentence, it would be, I love this e-collar. But it's like having a partner who's the rugged outdoorsy type, but also a bit of a chubby klutz. It's got its quirks, but I'm willing to work through them for the sake of the relationship and the kids.